see what the market has for us today. We got some news on CAD. Discord that we're running. I think it's taking a long time to load. Look at that. At this. Trippy here. I wasn't in this, but I was looking at this as a potential trade last night. It went down to the take profit that I felt like it was going to go to on EURUSD. But I would have got stopped out here because it just shot up. Let me see where it. I was 100% no. That was a 78.6 retracement. And then this could have looked like this. It could have been a 1-to-1. Could have been an entry right here. 5-to-1. But that's that. So I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. See what we're working with this morning. So this is pretty much every 1 hour going back and forth through that MA, that 50 MA. So I don't really like too much of how this is moving right now. This seems like really a lot of consolidation back and forth on the 4 hour. We look like, it don't look too good. So go check out oil, see what oil is doing today. Oil looks like it is still so this oil trade that I was looking at yesterday, I was thinking that I could potentially go in a trade on a retracement on oil. So I got to this zone, so I never entered this trade, but I marked it out as though I would enter this trade, which we're going to be looking at sales for the day. This came I was looking at on the 1 hour time frame that this was gonna um, so looks like that's a new feature that they added where I don't have to have this pulled out to the side. Let me see. I don't have to have this pulled out to the side to enter a trade now. I can have my thing open and enter a trade. But anyway, on oil, we were looking at this zone here. I was looking at that zone as a supply zone. It might come and pull back down to here. I was looking at a retrace from this swing low here. So retrace from this swing low up here, put me at that area right there for 38%. I think I came from that wick all the way up here. So I just wrote out a zone kind of for it to test out. And then I came here from this low, from here to kind of see from that swing low all the way to this high, kind of puts that in the same place for that 61.8, almost at the same place as that 38.2 from that lower side. So we'll see. I feel like if anything, it'll get down to here definitely, which I was going to enter into a trade here, but we also got a double top, boom, double top. So the market might be selling off for the day. Now that low right here was also broken. This would have been a good trade to be in because I will be up almost 2-1 right now, which would not have been bad at all. I will be able to go ahead and move to break even, which would have been pretty significant. So we got this low right here on the 15-minute. We moved below that 50 EMA. 30-minute, we're getting right down there to that MA. We're getting right into that MA. And then 1 hour, the MA is right down towards that 38.2% zone. But we got a cross right here, red cross. We got a red cross on the 30-minute, and then we got a red cross on the 15-minute. So we're gonna swing up on the 15-minute here. We'll probably be getting a swing up to this area, retrace up to this area. We get a retrace up to that area. We may have some juice, but also I might wait. I don't think I like that 100% because this area right here is still pretty significant. That floor right there is significant, so I wouldn't be so keen to drop it in just yet. Because of that. Now if we go from here, we got a lower high. Now then that means this fair value gap in this area right up here. We might test that at 78.6%. So we could have a move right here to this zone and then down, or we could have a move to this zone and then down. Or we can have a move to that zone and then back up. But we do have that double top, so I don't think it's gonna be pushing too much to the upside. Sellers came in. In this whole place. Alright, so I'm gonna put 30 in there. Minute, 50, 61%. And then this is a 15-minute. I'm gonna make this one orange. And so from this swing high, that wick up there on the swing high, down to that wick to that low right there, this is gonna be a 15-minute. 50 to 61%. So that's what we're looking at right there. So now, like I said, this zone right here is what I'm concerned about. It breaking past this zone now. If we break past this zone, then I can kind of see making it down to. Go ahead and get rid of that. That was a fair value gap. That was already filled, so I don't need that. So on the uptrend on the 1 hour, we're basically looking at this from this push up here. I'm looking for to potentially get back down to this 38.2 coming from this downside here. Boom. So I put just like a general area for this 38.2%, and then I think also from here we're looking at, I think I did body. So body of these candles, the body up here. Don't know how I got to that zone for that exactly. I think I did it from that low to here. I think it was at like this area. But if I'm doing it from that low all the way up to here, I just moved that right there. And we're looking for this potentially retrace right there. So that's on oil. I think I looked at EURUSD already. Yeah, EURUSD is kind of in this consolidation zone. Oil is doing this thing, and I was looking at gold yesterday. I didn't know whether gold was going to break out to the upside, if it was going to break out to the downside from that little consolidation area. So I don't have too much that I'm looking at today with my 3 pairs that I trade. It could get a nice little sell. It look like gold is going to be selling for today. Now this could either shoot straight down. Now from this high here to right here, that can be one zone. That would look for a retracement to 50 to 61%. So that could be a little zone that we look for, since we got like a little floor right here, created a low, or it could actually, right, watch this. Or it can actually come up here and create this retest on that 78.6%. So this depending on what it actually does. So then I can write 78.6%. And so on the smaller time frame, because we have this bottom right here on the 15-minute compared to the 30-minute, and then we're below that 50 EMA on there on the 30-minute and 1 hour. And then this will look something like, either that or that, which probably just looks something more like that. And so this could look like this. I'll put that above that high right there. So that could look something like this. Or it could look something like this. So I could possibly go right above this area here, get a 9 to 1 from that zone, with almost a 7 to 1 from that zone. So if I'm risking like $3, that'll be like $21, which I think I'm gonna be risking around like $3. We're risking around like $3 for this trade. I gotta come here and make sure I'm talking close to the computer screen so that the microphone picks it up, because I don't have my other microphone plugged in. I don't have my professional microphone plugged in. So here we go. Look, we still got this playing around this zone here. And if only I knew how to hide stuff. And then, so let's see. So if I hide this, hide. Now how do I show it again? Oh, that's how you show it again. Okay. Show object tree. That's good to know. So if I need to, I can never figure out how to hide something and then go back and pull it back, because I don't really need to see that right now. Well, that's what I'm looking at right now. Between these, I think EURUSD, if we get some action, if we get something that kind of shows what EURUSD wants to do. Otherwise, this is just playing around in that zone, and then this is actually not too much going on. Yeah, not too much going on there. Consolidating. higher time frames. Higher time frames, we're not really seeing too much of yeah. I don't really like the borders like that. I don't ask me why. I just like for it to be the zone marked out. So that's what I'm doing. Taking my borders off. And so now it's just a waiting game, really. Like I do gotta push up into this zone. Push up into the zone, but on the 5 minute, we got basically a reversal. 15 minute, we got a cross taking place right here, which I don't really. And we add a support. I mean, it could bounce off of this zone, get a rejection, and push down. 30 minute, we still got. So it's 30 minute, 1 hour. We still got a significant zone. We got red above the green, red above the green on both of those. On the 15 minute, we still got a red super trend and a red above the green, but that red looks like it wants to cross, so it may push up here for a little bit, or it could bounce off of that and push back down. Now, I'm not being as aggressive as I usually am, because I usually be like super aggressive and entering right there, but I don't want to enter right there right now. So, this is looking like the trend line looking like we got a tap here. And if we go to the 5 minute, we got a tap here, we got a tap here, tap here, tap here. So it could very well be that this taps into that trend line and it just keeps pushing down, which could be a nice sell. But then, like I said, right off of this zone is what I'm concerned about. So, and look at this. What the heck happened with this? Was that news? What is playing with this? Was this news? I think that was news. Yep, that was news. That was news. That was a news candle. I'm glad I wasn't in it. In anything. News. And that just kind of blew past. I don't think cat news really shake gold like that. It's crazy. You learn something new every day in this trading world, man. So, I'm basically like trading as though I have people watching me, because I am gonna post this on YouTube, hopefully. And I will have people watching me. And you can kind of see my mindset while I'm trading. And I'm not trying to be doing just anything reckless, right? The whole point of me doing this is to practice trading as though I have an audience, right? which will help me better make decisions knowing that people are looking at me, or excuse me, there's other people potentially looking at the trades that I'm taking and taking them with me. So um, I want to make the decisions when it comes to trades that I know I will be okay other people making those decisions as well, which is going to hold me more accountable and pick better setups, hence making me more profitable. Um, and not just taking setups just because I want to take a trade or I feel like I'm gonna miss out on a trade, so let me just hurry up and take a trade, which I've done so many times, just because I wanted to take a trade. And next thing you know, I'm taking a trade and I'm losing the trade because I just wanted to take a trade, as opposed to taking a trade that I feel like somebody else is going to look at and say, hey, I actually want to take that trade too. Hey, let me take a trade that I would feel okay calling out to somebody. So also, I'm doing this for the sake of helping me. Dang, EURUSD got hit by that news too. Let me see if my buddy's online this morning. This is my friend that I trade with every day. And looks like he's online, but I'll wait for him to message me first before I just say anything. Because I'm just chilling right now anyway. So I'm chilling. Wait for that to die down, that news. And then this. Like I said, this was a 15 minute 61 now. 50 to 61%. So that was almost a key zone for me to think about entering a trade. But I wanted to see it. So this is what some people call order block. We had a lower low created here on the 5 minute, and then it basically broke that low, or lower high. Sorry, created, and it broke that high. So this might actually push up some more, especially if we can break past this zone. If we break past this zone, that trend line, it might push up for a while, or push up. And so, like I said, I'm holding myself accountable to get better setups. Excuse me. I'm holding myself accountable to get better setups. So I'm not just trying to just jump into anything. The setups I see right now, I'm not really fond of. So it's just a waiting game. So I'm going to sit here and worship the Lord as I wait. I'm going to worship the Lord Jesus as I wait. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. Give me Jesus. And just for anybody who may be watching, Jesus loves you tremendously. Jesus gave his life for you. Jesus gave himself so that we can be reconciled unto God. He gave us his spirit so that we can be redeemed, so that we can be set free on earth. He shed his blood, and people say, hey, what do you mean by that? Jesus died for my sins. That means Jesus faced the consequence of what sin would produce in our life, which was death, and judgment, the judgment and the wrath of God. So instead of us dying and having to go to hell, Jesus dealt with that. Jesus came and basically, it's as though one who, just say you have a child, and your child goes and does something that would give them, life in prison. And the judge says, well, hey, there is a way that your child can escape life in prison, even though this is their consequences of their actions. If you want to go and face the penalty for their, say, murder, they committed murder, just say the judge says, hey, you as a parent, you have the opportunity to go and serve out the sentence for your child so that they don't have to go. Most people, if they love their children enough, they would do that. So, depending on, also on the circumstances, but it takes a great level of love in order to do that. So basically, Jesus came and took the penalty for us. We were supposed to be condemned to eternal hellfire. We were supposed to die a death, the penalty of our sin, which is death, taking us to the grave and taking us out of qualification for eternal life. And he said, basically, I'm gonna serve that sentence for you. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take that sentence upon myself, and you're gonna be able to have access into the Father. And so that's what happened. That's what Jesus did. The Christianity is the only religion where God, in his sovereign power and love, comes and makes himself known to man. And he leaves a holy place, he leaves an eternal place to come and to dwell with man, to make himself known to man, to redeem the relationship between himself and man. Every other religion, you'll see that people usually are working or doing something that they can to get close to whatever God entity they serve. But God, in his love and his grace and his mercy, found a way to come unto us, and to make himself known to us so that we can see how much he truly loves us. And how much he truly loves us was he sent his only son to come and die for us in our place and serve our sentence, so that we can then just believe on him, and ultimately become a part of his holy family. And it is something that is a mystery that most people may say. The Bible actually calls it the great mystery that was hidden from the beginning of time. Christ in us, a hope of glory. So there is a glory that we have hope of now, which is Christ. We actually have the ability to lean on Jesus. We have the ability to trust in Jesus. We have the ability to accept Jesus as our Lord and Savior, and be able to have access into an eternal dwelling place through him. So I just want to bless you with that. For anybody who's listening, anybody who may need to hear that, that Jesus loves you tremendously, and there is a place that God has for you. If you've roamed around in your lifetime and for whatever reason you feel like you have absolutely no purpose, no calling, just understand that there is a calling for your life. There is a purpose for your life. God has something that he wants to do with you and through you. And you don't have to give up. You don't have to. Suicide doesn't have to be an option for you. Death doesn't have to be an option for you. There's a grace and a love and a mercy that God pours out upon each and every one that comes to him. The Bible says, draw nigh unto me and I will draw nigh unto you. So God is basically telling every person, as they come unto him, if you draw yourself and say, God, I want to know you, I want to see you, He will make himself known to you, and he will draw nigh unto you. He will come and say, hey, let me reveal myself to you in a way that I've never revealed myself to you before. Let me come and show you myself. He will make himself known to you. So that is a word of encouragement. If you've been wondering how you can actually draw near to God, excuse me, there is a way you can draw near to him. Well, where he will respond to you. He will come to you and say, hey, I see this person is trying to know me more. Let me open up the door for them. The Bible also says he stands at the door and he knocks. And those who open the door, him and his son will come and sup with him. Basically, he's saying, I will come and I will have a meal with you. I will eat with you. One of the greatest communions in earth and people through mankind, we know, is to eat together, to break bread together, to fellowship together just over a meal. Anywhere you go, every culture in the world, food is a very important thing. So Jesus says he knocks, he stands at the door and he knocks. And whosoever will open the door, him and the Father will come in and they'll have a meal with you. They'll sup with you. They'll enjoy that greatest fellowship with you, which is that having a meal with you. So I just want to share that with somebody this morning, and prayerfully that touches somebody's heart. I pray that touches your heart, and that God reveals himself to you in a great fashion. In Jesus' name. Back to the charts. We had a pull up into kind of like near this zone here. And we're kind of getting some rejections. It's on a 15-minute chart, a 5-minute chart. We had that news candle. Sometimes I'm a little bit skeptical of trading after a news segment, just because it definitely plays a huge role in what's happening now. I feel like there's an imbalance. There's a balance that this thing has to try to work out before it continues to do what it needs to do. But we do still on the 1 hour show. We're underneath that. The MA. We still looking like we have some signs of a downward push. I was hoping maybe we can get another quick push up into this area. But if we don't, I probably just won't be taking this. I'm kind of being a little bit more picky now concerning my setups. So like this right here, this has been playing around. It hasn't broke that trend line. It hasn't broke, but it definitely is not pushing down and rejecting significantly off of that. You got a little quick push up, and this could be on the 5-minute. This could be a higher low right here, right? And then we also got a higher high, and then a higher low. So this may be trying to reverse actually. So we'll see this. If this pushes up past this, if this breaks this, then we'll be looking for another push to the upside. But as of right now, I don't think oil is giving me anything that I'm really fond of. I'm not really fond of anything right now on oil. And then EURUSD, we were in consolidation. Then we just had some news. So here you can see that we're in consolidation, and then we have some news. So we got a breakout to one side, which we got on the 30-minute. Let's see what that 30 minutes looking like. 30-minute, 1 hour. We're looking pretty significant for some buys. But right out the gate, I need to see a few things before I enter in for any buys. So I need to see a pullback. I need to see a pullback. It's got a wick into this area right here, which will be that 50 to 61% on the 5-minute. So that retracement zone on the 5-minute, it did kind of enter into it, wick back into that zone, which is pretty significant. So it could continue to push up. Now, where would this push up to potentially? Maybe up here. So if we go up to that for 1 minute, if we go up to that 1 hour, this could be continuing to push up. This could be preparing to push up into that fair value gap right there. But we also need to see how this reacts at this zone. So right here where we have this resistance, we need to see how this closes above that. I need to see a significant close above that, really. Right here, supply. Right here was another trade that I had called out the other day from a supply. Now, we do have something significant here, is we have a higher low. Now, like I said, this is not really a trending market. So this is not really something that I'm looking at and saying, oh wow, that's crazy significant. I'm not saying it's crazy significant. I'm saying I have some indication of possible upward momentum into that fair value gap. We did get a rejection off of this zone here, and we would need to see a significant close above this area. And we got closed right over here multiple times on the 1 hour and the 30-minute. So this area down here, what I think that's on the 15-minute, is that on the 15? That's on the 15. Yeah, on the 15-minute. We got like a double bottom here. So it could be, that could be pretty significant. Now on the 15-minute, if we come from this wick down here, boom, up into the body of this candle, what are we looking at? We're looking at a retest somewhere in this zone, dipping down into somewhere into that zone. So I'm going to put 15-minute 50 to 61%. So I'm gonna leave that right there, right? Mark this off, and I'm gonna say for here, I'm gonna just write this out. 5-minute 50 to 61%. So then we got a fair value gap right here. Either way it goes in the 15-minute, we got a fair value gap that needs to be filled. So either way it goes, before I will go in and look for a buy, I think I will go in and look for this to pull back to this zone first. And then possibly feed off of that trend line that's going to create a significant trend, and then look for that buy up, potentially up into this level or up into the fair value gap. So we got that 4 hour 61%. I don't know how significant that still is at this time. But this is what I will be looking like for a buy. So I will be looking at this for a buy. So right into this zone, and then I'll be looking for a push up to that 200, and then probably right below here, and go here for 5 to 1. I'll go below those, right below that wick of this candle here, that bullish candle. So that's probably what I would look for on EURUSD for a buy if we kind of get some action to potentially go into that point. So and look at this, oil has officially broke out, and what I was thinking that it was going to break out. And let's see what we're looking like in the 15 minute. 15 minute, we got to cross up. Let's see what the 30 minute looks like. 30 minute looks like we're potentially going to cross up. And then the 1 hour, we still got a red, but this could be a potential buy too, since we got that breakout. And then, I mean, from where it is now, I feel like if we need to pull back down into like this zone or retest this area, that'll be like the zone I'll be looking for a retest out of. And then this could be just a sell off of that 50 to 61% on the 30 minute, right? But it's kind of blew past that, but we'll see. This ain't really a setup that I mean, either way it goes, it's not really a big setup that I'm like super fond of, that I'm super just like, oh yeah, this is it. Like I'm taking this, and this. Like this is just, it is what this is right now. So I figure we're gonna have a breakout. Excuse me. I figured we're gonna have a breakout because it was creating that. It was at that support. And then this. So we'll see what this does. And let me check out what happened with gold. Now gold might have had that move that. Now gold, if I had taken this trade, I would have probably been in some floating profit right now. But after news, this came in. It actually came in close right here by that 15 minute 78.6%, which is which would have been, key on the 5 minute, would have been, nice key. But because of that news candle and this long wick right here, just wasn't feeling it. So it's completely alright. And so it's a waiting game as of right now. It is a waiting game to see if any of these setups potentially gonna hit. And then this one, we did get a pull back down into that zone. Looks like again, on the 5 minute, did it pull back? Yeah. So we keep wicking, backing down into that zone. you kind of want to close into that zone in a rejection before I consider like actually taking these wicks, because these wicks still end up, I feel like, have to be filled to a degree. So, and then on this 15 minute, like I said, this 15 minute is more of a significant zone for me, because that's where, yes, I'm still watching. So that 15 minute zone is more of a significant zone for me, as far as, and it might be 15 minute zone might be this low right here up into this zone. So it could be that that was a key area for it to tap into before it pushed up, which would have made it more so like this for an entry in that area. I probably would have like put my stop loss right here, and then the same take profit, which would have put you at about like a 10 to 1. So, but like I said, on the 15 minute, number one, we have this resistance right here, and on the 15 minute, we have this bullish candle. Even 50% of this bullish candle. Let's say if I go from the wick, from the close, even 50% of this bullish candle from the wick to close, because most of that was news, it's still right here in this area for a retrace to even come back to, which aligns up with this right here in this resistance zone. So if I go and I draw this out, look at this, how significant that fib is. So right here, boom, look at that. That's a pretty significant sign right there. So we got a break of a high, broke those previous highs, but it doesn't really matter to me as of right now, because we can have a break of a high and we still need a pullback. So and look at this. So we look like we're entering into some kind of consolidation, because on the 1 hour we may be getting across, but it's still not. It's still not where I want it to be. So even though we got across, we still need a retrace. Gold. So if we look at gold, so gold, if we could have got a drop back in or pull back into that space there, I would have, kind of been ready to take that. But we didn't. So for me, this news was a little bit too. This news was just a little too much, movement for me personally. But it did tap into that 78.6 and that 56. I mean, the 50 to 61, which was okay, but out the news for me, that's a little too, a little too much going on. But this obviously would have had me in profit if on that pullback down I entered in. This is looking like, let me see. So on the 15-minute. So these are obsolete. Like, I'm not even gonna be paying attention to those. But what I am gonna pay attention to is now that we kind of have somewhat of a bias switch, and then like I said, this could very well be just consolidation. Now if we get a break past this zone, we could have very well get a break past that zone. And oil is one of those things where when it does retrace, a lot of times it retraces and it basically just wicks back into a retracement zone. So here, I would want to retrace on a 15-minute. So we look on the 5-minute. I could desire a retrace on the 5-minute too. I think that will put me in like kind of like the same area on the 5-minute as it would on the 15-minute. Let me see. And when it comes to trading, guys, you'll see, a lot of times it's just testing levels. Like, it's just testing levels. A lot of times I'm just testing levels. It's nothing is guaranteed, nothing is for sure. So I'm gonna put 5-minute, 61%. And that's simple as that, right? That's a 5-minute, 50 to 61%. Now, if I'm looking at the higher time frame, I think I got a green cross on my 30-minute. And if we get a break above this area, then that's going to be significant. But no matter how much this breaks, I'm not just going to enter into that trade just yet. I need to see some significant push up. So we got on the 30-minute, we do got a cross, which for me, that's significant in the blue super trend. So I still want to see a pull back I still want to see a pullback. But I also want to look at what happens when I've had a green cross on my 30 minute. So we've had a green cross right here. Right. So look right here. On the 30 minute, we did have a green cross and we had some bullish momentum. Boom, and guess what? It got stuck right here, pushed back down. Here, we had green cross. It got right here, pushed back down. Right. Came right here, green cross, up momentum, bullish momentum. Came right here, pushed back down. Same thing. Go to the 1 hour. 1 hour, we had some bullish momentum. Came right here, pushed back down. Had a green cross, significant. I mean, you can literally say the same thing right here. So again, a little small trend line. Broke this with some bullish momentum. Green cross right here, push down. So that's why I said this could just very well be consolidation. So we'll wait. Euro USD. Look at that. So Euro USD, look what happened. We had to tap back into these zones, and a lot of bullish momentum. So 15 minute, we had to get bullish momentum. Some good bullish momentum, and it could be just to fill this wick. Do we know 100%? No. Yeah, this was 30 minute. You got a green cross. So this right here is a pretty, for me, that was a pretty significant trade. It was a pretty good trade. I wanted to pull back deeper. I wanted a deeper pullback. Like I said, on the 15 minute, I wanted a deeper pullback into. Let me show you what area I wanted a deeper pullback to. Which, if I'm looking, it was probably this pullback right here was probably the pullback. But I was looking here. So right here, I was looking for more of a pullback into that zone, down a little deeper, which it didn't happen like that, but it's all good. So this right here, if I had entered on that 5 minute candle, and this is why I'm recording this for my documentation, because my analysis has been pretty good, but I also want live feed. And I've been online for quite a bit of time now. So this right here would have been crazy. I would be up what, like I'll be up like a 5-1 right now, 6-1, pretty much off of that one trade, which could I could very well close that and be like, all right, cool, I'm done. 6-1 is crazy. But it's cool. So let's see what that does. Looking at oil, we'll see what oil does or what oil is doing. And oil is pretty much pushing up. It's right here at this level where there was some significant resistance, but it looks like we might be getting a nice push up out of this zone, out of this play zone. So I still wanted to pull back. And you just gotta know what you want. You know, if you want to pull back, you want to pull back. I'm being a little bit more picky now. When I say I want to pull back, sometimes I want to pull back, but then when it gets into my pullback zone, then I can be a little bit more aggressive, right? So I'll be a little bit picky about having a pullback, but then once I do get a pullback, then I'm like, okay, well, I got to pull back. I'm about to, go ham. So here it looks like we got to pull back into. So right here, boom. Delete that. So right here on the 5 minute, it looks like we did have a pullback into that 38.2% right there. So this is one that I've been mindful of recently that I've noticed has been kind of significant. So on the 5 minute, I'm going to be mindful. One of those things I have to be a little bit more mindful of in the future is these on these super bullish candles that we get here. I've seen a lot of times where we have some pullbacks into the 38.2% and not necessarily down into the 50% margin that I would normally want to go for. So here I'm being mindful of that now. Like, okay, we had a wick, which is what I was saying oil likes to do. It likes to push up, and then when it does get a retracement now, if it was a true retracement back into this 50%, I feel like it'll have done the same type of thing. I noticed with oil, it likes to come down, wick into the retracement zone. It could have wicked down here into that 50% zone, and then kept going up. Now, as far as like where will you possibly find your take profit, let's see where this could potentially go to now. From this break, this high, you could potentially pull your thing from this high to that low, and you could have been like, all right, if I was very aggressive with those 38.2%, you gotta be pretty aggressive. And I'll be okay with being pretty aggressive and be okay with it being a little more risky. So you could have waited till it got to that 38% and been super aggressive. Or you could have entered here after that wick. Let's see. Let's go ahead and then you could have came like right below that wick. That will give you a 61 if you went for that high. So this is kind of maybe what that would have looked like if you wanted to be extra careful entering into this trade. That wick down into that 38.2%, saying, okay, that is a wick, boom. And so, and then you would be floating profit about 3 to 1, almost 4 to 1 right now. And then wait for that to roll over to, take profit. So that's how I probably would have found my take profit. We'll see if it taps up into that. We'll check on see what gold is doing. So gold basically came again into this zone. Could have took that if I was paying attention. But I'm not too sure what gold is trying to do right now. Gold might not push back down. It's a lot of wicks right here. So gold may not push back down. It looked like it could still push back down, but it might not want to push back down past this zone into this area here. Now, it very well could. Now, I have all the indications as far as my indicator showing me that it could want to push back down. But it could just potentially be playing around, or that could have been a second entry. That just depends on how your style of trading, how you would want to get that second entry, or if you want to get that second entry. Now that would have been for me possibly a good entry. Then my only concern would be this area here. So we are entering, some form of consolidation on the 15 minute. 15 minute, we do got that blue super trend, which does act as a support. The way I set it up, it does act as a form of support. So I'll just play around in that area for a little bit. What I would like to see is my 30 minute is, has a red super trend, which that's acting as resistance. 15 minute is acting as support. 1 hour, same thing, is acting as a form of resistance. But I would want to see my 15 minute align too and give me a red super trend. And a red cross. So that's that. Look at this. So this was somewhat of a beautiful setup. So you had a pull down into the zone, break of the trend line. 30 minute, you do have that cross right here. I think on the 30 minute you do have a cross. Now you got the cross on the 1 hour, so that may be pushing up quite a bit. But yeah, you got that 30 minute cross right here that retraced blue super trend above that MA. This is gold trade, right? I was just waiting for a little bit deeper of a retracement. I was waiting for a retracement back into this zone here. So, but other than that, this was, for me, this followed all of my rules. This was a good trade that followed all of my rules. On my 30 minute, again, I was above my MA, 50 MA, blue super trend, green cross, pull back into the 38% as opposed to my 5 minute 61%, which was fine too. You have to just be a little bit more aggressive and adapt, which I didn't do in this moment in time. It's okay. Green cross on the 15 minute, blue super trend, that wick down into that retracement right there. And then same thing, we got the breakout. We're above that 50 MA, blue super trend, green cross right there. And so this was right here would have been for me a nice setup. Sometimes being a little bit more picky about what type of pullback or what type of retrace you want. Sometimes it can just cause you to miss the trade. And it's one of those things where I just learn in the future. Maybe I'll be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe I'll be a little bit more like, hey, let me jump in this. I'm liking the way that this is looking. So I cherish and I treasure the skill set more than whether I was able to get into the trade or not, because I know next time, guess what, I'll be able to look at this and say, hey, I feel more confident, right? Because I'm just developing a skill set. And this is almost in a way because I came off of like 7-8 trade losing streak. So I came off of where you see my account at right now. I started my account with $160, and that came from my losses came from $7 fees. $7 fees on Nas Mini, from standard lots over and over. It ran up like $50 in fees just from that alone. A few trades over leveraged more than what I was intending to. So instead of risking, and then over like risking, realize instead of risking the, maybe $10 that I was intending to risk with that $50. Oh, I mean, sorry, that $7 fee. I'm risking $17. I'm risking $20. I'm like, whoa, hold up. Next thing you know, them losses hit, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like hitting loss after loss after loss after loss. And then my confidence and my psychology starts getting kind of messed up. And so now I'm like trying to rebuild my confidence. So I'm kind of ghost trading at the same time because of that reason too. And you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to do what you need to do in regards to rebuilding your confidence. Now look here. What did I say earlier? It may be just going to fill this wick, which look what it did. Boom. It went and filled that wick. Had an imbalance here, went and filled that wick, and then pushed down. So now we might be getting that move. And I don't even know if I would want to take this if this is still valid because of the fact that we're getting some big moves, big pushes. So it could push down to this zone. And it could be pushing down to that zone that I'm not able to get to immediately. So in a situation like this, just say I was in that trade right here, right? I would have definitely been at break even, but I probably would have made my take profit right up here in this area. Just because I was saying I would feel that. So I would have, if I was in this, I probably would have been in right here. And probably would have been in right there and take my profit right up here. Right where that wick was at, and that would still give you a 6.88 to 1. Which could have been a very, very good trade, right? So that was one thing, and now it could be going down to give me my entry for that 15-minute retrace. Now let's see what oil is doing. And look at that. And now we are at almost 5 to 1. Almost 5 to 1. So that's a good trade there. And then look at this. Had that second entry. Right here would have been that second entry, or the second entry opportunity. Right? So you will be in floating profit right now. About a 3 to 1. Yep, a little bit over a 3 to 1, so almost a 4 to 1. And so like I said, after so many losses, sometimes it takes this. I'll be honest with you. I'll be transparent with you. Oh, look like my boy texted me this morning. Let me see. I've seen. So I'm getting this. I'm getting some photos to send over to my trading partner Tyler. So guess what? So we look at this, right? Get a retrace and pull up to here. And so this is sometimes how I've stayed in my trades and how I've learned to help myself in pullbacks, right? So we got a zone right here that we may be getting a little pullback. So I go and figure out where that 50 to 61% pullback area is, and I'm looking, okay, as long as everything else lines up, that this is still wanting to push up and have some upward momentum, which clearly on the 1 hour, that is just getting that cross. I'm looking for that to still at least get up to this zone. Now, another thing I like to look at too is I like to look at left to see kind of where the market is right now. And then I'm looking here to see, okay, are we near a significant zone on the 1 hour? So we are in a little zone where there was a little bit of, some jumbled stuff. And I think that take profit is like right up here, right? Yeah, like right up here in this area. So I don't think that'll be too much, but it's something to be mindful of, right? It's something to be mindful of. To say, hey, I might not just be looking at that and just push up there with flying colors. That might have a little bit of fight as it pushes up. Savior, never fail. He won't fail. I trust in God, Savior. Never fail. He won't fail. I trust in God. And He heard and He answered. I saw the Lord. And He heard and He answered. I saw the Lord. And He heard and He answered. That's why I trust Him. And He heard and He answered. I saw the Lord. And He heard and He answered. That's why I trust Him. So look, we had a retrace on EURUSD. We had a retrace back down into this zone. Still wouldn't have hit stop loss if we were in that. So if you were still holding that, and you're really to go up to this level, which ultimately to me, um, is it worth holding such a long pullback for a few other pips and points? Not necessarily for me. Let's see what oil is looking like. Oil might be on a pullback right now, or it could be reversing, or it could be just blowing through that and on the way to take profit. And look at that. Ooh, my Jesus. My Jesus. So we'll see what that does. So if you look, we're basically pretty much 2 for 2 today. And like I said, I'm still building my confidence back after a series of losses. Now, if you're a trader, 100%, you know, when you're trading and you go through a series of losses, sometimes one of the greatest challenges is actually getting back to your confidence, which I've been working to get back my confidence. Before, I'm just like, I usually be like, I usually would be in these trades. I would usually be in these trades 100%. But because of the fact that I have gone through a series of losses, like I said, I started with $160 in between, having over, more fees than what I had anticipated, and maybe risking a little bit more than what I, had intended on risking with certain trades. I went from 160 to $23. Now, am I scared? No, I'm not scared, because I'm still here in the market and I'm still, analyzing. But it does take a lot to actually, this week. Today was my first real day being in the market this week after those losses. I took some time off last week, throughout the whole week. Just took a break, and was just like, you know what, let me just kind of, I got a lot of things going on in my outside life, outside of trading. And so some things that I just really need to get in order outside. So I'm like, let me just take some time to, get my head clear. I've been going through quite a bit. And I think it reflected in my trading. Now, this is real raw footage for anybody. I don't know how many people is going to see this, but what you have going on outside of trading is very significant, because it's going to affect your trading. It can affect your mindset. It can affect how you're looking at the markets, what's going on. And so a lot of what I was dealing with, I had things that was affecting my trading, and I wasn't seeing clearly. Now I've kind of gotten back to a space where I'm a little bit more at ease and at peace. So I'm able to come and kind of look at the markets now. Does that mean that I'm just going to go in and just like start going crazy? No. I don't believe that I just want to come in and just start just going ham back in. You even hear some professionals say, after a series of losses, lower your lot size, extremely lower your risk a significant amount, or go back on demo for a while. This for me is like, I'm not like actually trading a demo account, but I'm actually looking at the market, and I'm doing what I call ghost trading. So what I mean by ghost trading is that I'm actually seeing the trade setups. I'm actually marking up my chart like I'm in the trade, but I just didn't hit a buy or sell, right? Which for me, I'm still looking at these trades as though I'm in it. I'm still looking at this right now and like thinking, okay, what would I be doing in this moment in time? And so with the spread right here, that would have just hit me and take profit. Boom. I would have been out of that trade. So that's a win, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till this actually hits take profit, and then I'm going to download this photo and I'm going to put it in my trading log, and look at that. So it doesn't really matter how much you actually have called good trades or whatever the case may be. Sometimes, especially after losses, sometimes you have to, regain your confidence. And I'm in a place now where That's what I'm doing. I'm regaining my confidence. I'm getting my confidence back. Um, so here I go. I have a log, my trading log, Kingdom Trading Journal, and this is an oil trade. Oil trade TP hit. And then I'll put in parentheses ghost trade, so I know I was demoing, right? I wasn't actually in the trade. But this helps me. This is the things that I'm doing and that I've learned. Not everyone can do these things. Sometimes people come in from losses and they'll just start going ham, and next thing you know, there's get overconfident again and just start going crazy. I don't want to do that. I want to actually take my time getting back into the markets and getting confident again. So that right here would be what I would put for that, right? Then boom, right here. And so that ended up being, if I had got that entry right there, that would have been a 6-1, right? So out here I'm going to add, just the extra confirmation into my trading log that this was in fact TP hit. So 6-1, TP confirmed, go trade 1 to 6, risk to reward. So so that's that. So then I'm gonna go over to this gentleman that I trade with. Usually every day we're in the markets trading together. So I'm gonna go over here and he asked me if I seen anything. TP hit on oil 1 to 6. Mr. Reward. Right, so that's on file. Boom. So now when I'm looking at certain trades that I'm calling, right, I got So then let's look at what EURUSD is doing. So I might be done. This is what I like to do. If I can come into the market in the morning and get in and maybe get a few trades. This one right here is probably what I would have been doing with that trade here. So that one, you guys saw that trade there, and that would have been what I would have managed, how I would have managed that trade. I would have looked there and saw that. You heard me say that earlier. That's not something that holds post-market, whatever. Like I said earlier, I would have been looking at to fill that wick, and that's exactly what it did, right? So that's exactly what it did. So when it came and filled that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this over to, because that was a trade called EURUSD, TP hit for 1-7, risk to reward, EURUSD. One to 7, risk to reward for EURUSD. And then what I'm going to do is also go to my Kingdom Trading Journal. So this helps me. All right. So then I got Euro USD. So boom. TP hit Euro USD 1 to 7. Here's the reward. And that's that, right? So the final trade that we were looking at was gold. Now look, if you wanted to, you could have got in another entry right here. You could have got in another entry right here where we saw that close. What I told you before, I would like a closed candle in this zone. And what did it do? It came and closed. And then you could have entered in here on that close of that candle. And you would have been up. You would have been up another 4-1 right there already. So that's, man, listen, I'm not a guru at all. I'm not a guru. I'm just somebody who came in here and learned how to kind of see what the market does and use Fibonacci and use a couple other tools to potentially determine where the market is going, right? So I'm not saying I'm some professional. I'm not a professional. I just love trading. I actually have a love for trading. And as of right now on that gold trade, look at where we're at. We're at 4.76 to 1. So let's see. Y'all saw me mark that trade out. That was the thing. Y'all saw me mark that out from start to finish this morning. So you know that I'm not pulling up. I'm not just like, oh yeah, I'm watching the market after the market did what it's going to do already, and saying, this is what it. No, I'm not. I'm seeing the market before it happened, and I have my session recorded with me breaking down these setups from start to finish for my records. Currently loading profit 1 to 5 on gold sale. And so, I mean, basically, what you see me tell my friend here, he said, did you take these? I said, unfortunately, no, because I am demo trading right now. And I actually want to put demo trading. Ghost trading right now to get my confidence back in my analysis. But I have my session recorded with me breaking down these setups from start to finish for my record. For currently floating in profit 1 to 5 on gold sale. So that's what you call, ladies and gentlemen, complete transparency. Even as gentlemen who I trade with on a daily basis, I'm still saying, hey, you know what? Like, he's like, did you take these trades? Unfortunately, I didn't. Not live. Why? Because I'm still in the process of building my confidence back with my trades and building my confidence back with my analysis after a series of a bunch of losses. But that's what it is. So this gold trade, this looks like this is on the way to profit right now. So that's going to be about 3. So really working my psychology at this time after that crazy losing streak. Yes. Building the trust that I can continue to analyze and execute after those crazy weeks. So this was good. So I'm about 3-0 for the day, which is a good day. I'm really working my psychology at this time after that crazy losing streak. I am building that trust that I can continue to analyze and execute after those crazy weeks. And change that to crazy. Analyze and execute after those crazy weeks. So this was good psychology strengthening for me. So here, I'll probably honestly, with this would take, this is like a psychology tester right now. Because this actually, normal situations, I probably would be out of this trade. But then again, there could be, there's still some indication for a push to the downside. So, you know what, to kind of, like, I'm not gonna lie, in a moment like this, if I'm in a trade, I'll be looking like, man, do I want to close this? Do I want to close this, or do I want to hold it? Because I'm looking at like it not pushing past a certain zone. But on the higher time frames, it's looking like it still has some potential to push down to this side. But we also have right here in times past that wick that actually came in, wicked out right here in this area. So I will be looking at here. But then again, I'm already 2 trades in, good for the day, 2 wins in. So this is a 3, almost 5 to 1. So I'll probably be okay closing right there, honestly. I'll probably be okay closing right here because that's almost a 5 to 1. Let me see. So right here it's a 4.67 to 1. That's a very, very good risk to reward ratio. And then if you look at my other trades that I had today, EURUSD. Let's go back and do one more recap, and I think I'm gonna be done in the markets today. I've been here since about 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. So this was a 7 to 1. right? And then this is, I was figuring this was probably going to be a head and shoulders type of ordeal when I saw this. I felt like this could potentially be a head and shoulders when I saw this push up, and then this come back down into this zone, and this might be actually just going to be a head and shoulders. So shoulder right here, head right here, and then shoulder. So that could possibly be a head and shoulders. But 7-1 right here. So this would have been a 7-1. This right here would have been 4.7 something to 1 if I got out right here. And let me see. This is one of those things that I would look at, like, okay, from here to here. So yeah, that would have been, if I was looking at basically from that low up into this high, to redraw like where I would want to possibly take profit from this low here up into, actually, so from this low here up into this high, where that body is at, that would have been, so this is another way I look at fibs and say, okay, that was a reasonable area right there to take profit. 4, 6, 7 to 1. All right, so that right there would have been a key. So we got a 7 to 1, we got a 4.67 to 1 risk to reward, and then my last oil trade that I was looking at ended up being a 6 to 1, right? And so with that could have been a 6 to 1. Now, if you hadn't been more aggressive and got in down here, that would have been a freaking OD. I probably would have went, stop loss a little bit lower if I got in right there and give it some breathing room, honestly. Probably right there. But that would have been like a 16 to 1. Ridiculous. So, but either way it goes, that was about a 6 to 1. About a 6 to 1 ultimately. If I had got in realistically right where that wick ended before that push up, and then put my stop loss right above, underneath that wick, underneath that zone, that would have been a good 6 to 1. So you think about that, 6 to 1, 4.7 to 1, and then a 7 to 1. That ends up being 10. If I'm risking the same amount for each one of these trades, that's 10. That's like 17. That's ending the day ultimately with a 17 to 1 risk to reward ratio for all 3 trades. All of them hit, right? So all of the trades hit. So ultimately, you're looking at the end of the day, a 17 to 1 risk to reward ratio, which is absolutely OD. Now, I've been trading for some years, and like I said, I went through a series of losses. So now I am, and I still think this has some potential to push down to this area here. So we'll see. I'm gonna leave that just in case, so I can see that, at a certain point. So sometimes when I do like this, I'll look and say, hey, here, this is probably where I would have got out at, honestly. That's where I would have, been okay getting out at. But ultimately, my first TP was down here. So I can put here, exit point. So I would have put exit point here. And at least here. Exit point, because again, that's where this low, at this low here, came back up to this point right here, and that was at 200%. So that would have been exit point there. Boom. And then potential for that to go down here. Now let's see where this could potentially retrace to. So from body to body, I'm gonna do body to body. We could get a good potential retracement up in here to like right here in this zone, and then potentially a drop down, or it could, you know, shoot all the way back up here. So if you're doing your analysis and you know you're fresh in your analysis, and you know, like me, I'm done. Like I'm done for the day, right? So I've had some good trades. I didn't take these trades live. I will repeat that. I did not take these trades live because again, after losing 7-8 trades, I am building my confidence back. I am what I call ghost trading, right? So if you're looking at this, or maybe you skip through it and you're like, oh, you didn't even take the trades. You're a liar. No, I'm not a liar. I said from the beginning that I wasn't necessarily going to be in all of these trades because I'm building my confidence back. I'm working on my psychology today. That is my main goal, is to work my psychology after a series of crazy losses where I went from $160 something in my account to $23, which is what you see on the screen right now. So I am not sugarcoating anything for anybody. I am not I'm not trying to put nothing on blast and say, oh, you know, I'm the best in the game. No, I'm not the best in the game. I'm a guy who learned how to trade some years ago, saw this as a way to create some very significant income for myself, for my family, and put time and dedication into learning these markets, practicing my strategy, fine-tuning my strategy, and now working my psychology after hitting some significant hurdles in my trading journey. So hopefully one day I can begin to grow my my capital to a point where I can do this more on a full-time basis. My next goal right now is what you see. I have $23, and I'm going to document my journey just like I am today, of taking this $23 and growing it to wherever I grow it to, or blowing it if it just so happens that I lose it. So I am going to be documenting that so you guys can see, and then when I upload some more money into my account, you'll see that journey as well of me trading and growing my account, or you know, slowly dwindling my account depending on what happens. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. So I'm hoping you guys enjoyed today. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So, like I said, I would have been out right here. I'm not even going to front with you. I'm not even going to front with you after having two wins, 6 to 1, 1 7 to 1, and then having this here where this would have been about a 5 to, yeah, about a, let me see, let me put it right here so it's right here on the line, because I know some of these trolls out here. And you didn't even put it on the dollar line when you said you would have been out there. You trying to say it was more. Yeah, it would have been about a 5 to 1, 4.7 to 4.7 to 1. So with that being said, that would have been about 17 to 1 at the end of the day, because 6 to 1 plus 4 to 1 is what? 10 to 1 plus 7 to 1 is what? 17 to 1. And then all of these obviously at a certain point would have been completely risk-free trades, because I would have moved my stop loss to break even. So one more time, I'm gonna cycle through these trades. This was a gold trade, still playing around in that zone. Would have been out of that trade right there at that exit point. Oil trade, We had TP hit on oil trade. This trade would have been holding for about 35 minutes, which is not bad at all. About 35 minutes, and then Euro USD. Be where you are. I just wanna be near your heart. There's nothing like you, Lord. Alright, so right here, this would have been a 30-minute trade. So that's, for me, those are great trades. 30 minutes in the trade, or probably less depending on when I got an entry into here. So if I got an entry on one of these two candles, would have been either 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, however long. But that right there is a great time. 30 minutes, 6 to 1, 7 to 1, whatever. Oil, same thing, 35 minutes, 6 to 1. And then for this gold, this would have been this was rather, like I said, one more time for the haters or any of the naysayers, the horses out there, the naysayers. I was ghost trading to build and work on my psychology. Okay, this was a psychology day for me today after 2 weeks of losses. Psychology day. So would have been entered probably right here. So another 25-minute trade. So I would have been in trades, holding trades for about an hour max, hour and a half max, depending on how they all flow together as far as when I would have entered and exited those trades. So that's all I got for today. I'm done for the day. And this was for me, this was a very successful day. Somebody in the comments like, oh, you ain't make no money. You talk about this is a successful day. Look at your balance account. You balance the same amount. This was successful for me because I was able to strengthen some psychology and strengthen my mindset concerning what I'm able to do in the market, in my analysis in the market. So yeah, for me, this was a successful day. But until next week, today is Friday. So there's going to be no trades taking place over the weekend, obviously. So Monday we'll be back in it, and I think Monday I'm actually going to be taking live trades again, coming in, starting obviously with $23. I'm going to be risking pretty low. Now, just say hypothetically, right? I like to do this. Some people may criticize this. I don't care, really, honestly. I don't care. Because everybody's on their own trading journey, but this is personally what I do. I look at what I said, okay, this would have been a 4.71, I think that's what it was. So I would have been risking about $3 with this account size. I would have been risking about $3 per trade. 4.71. So that would have been 14.13. So 14.13. My other trade was I would have been risking $3 per trade times 6.08 plus 14.13. So that would have been 32.37, right? And then the last trade I had was a 7 to 1. So that would have been 3 times 7 equals 21.27 plus, let me see, so I think that was 31.37. So 21 obviously. So 6.08 times 3 equals plus 14 13 equals plus 21. That would have been about a $53.37 day plus 23.16 approximately. That would have been at 76.53. So people are like, well, you still at $23, so that don't make no difference. Don't care. I call trades that were good. I'm building my psychology back into my strategy after a series of losses. So $50 profit off a $23 account, if I had taken those trades live, would have been very significant. Anybody who's saying anything else, I don't really, what you really say right now doesn't matter to me. So I'm hoping this helped someone. I'm hoping this helped your psychology, helped you maybe understand the markets a little bit better, maybe helped you know that you don't always have to just take live trades in order for it to be a profitable day for you. I think that's one thing that people really kind of misconstrue, is that profitability always equates to whether you made money or you didn't make money. But for me, profitability means being able to have a strengthened mindset or a more confidence in my strategy. So hopefully this helps you understand that, hey, I can still come into the market, analyze the market, and I don't have to just take trades every time just for the sake of saying I took a trade, just for the sake of saying, oh yeah, I made money, I'm profitable. Because anybody can come and press a button, buy or sell, and just so happen to get a good trade and say they were profitable for the day. That's not how this game flows. This game flows when you're able to consistently come in and have a psychology and a mindset to do what needs to be done in order to remain profitable. And if you go on a losing streak, sometimes you go on a losing streak, even professionals, people who make thousands of dollars a day in this market, even millions of dollars, still have times where they go on losing streaks. It is what it is. But what really tells if you're a professional or not is your psychology, how you're able to think your way through this, how you're able to process your thoughts as you're going through this. And for me, that thing was to take a step back or two, take some time from the markets, come back, and not just dive head deep into the market again, but come in and analyze the market and look at some of my trades and look at some of my analysis and ghost trade for a while, or for some people, demo trade for a while. Come in and just take some trades on the demo and out on your live account to actually build that confidence. And maybe for you, it's like, hey, I went 3 days and I was able to, process whether it was, I had a few losses, some wins, and was able to get my mind back to a place where I was more at peace while I was trading. So this is my system, and I'm just letting people in on my system and what I do and how I'm approaching this. So hope this helps you. God bless you, and may you guys continue to grow as traders. All of my people who love the Lord Jesus out there, if you love the Lord Jesus, God bless you. If you don't love the Lord Jesus, He loves you, and I pray that you will get to know Him and that you'll draw near unto Him, and that we will see each other in the kingdom of heaven. But God bless you. Until next time, deuces.